As they proceeded, there was a high-pitched buzz. "The ruthless dryers," Mum said. Storm didn't hear. His mind was still preoccupied with what he had just seen. A knight? A real knight, fully clad? Just like the knights he had seen on TV. What was he doing in a car wash? Storm didn't even notice the car driving into the daylight again. "Let me go pay quickly," Mum said. They stopped beside a small ticket window where a gentleman with a blue cap was sitting behind the glass. He had a large brown moustache and was smoking a cigar. The smoke filled the whole box, so they could hardly see him. He wore a grey, dingy jacket with a name tag on his chest. "Walt," it said. He must be the car wash boss. Storm nudged his mother. "You must tell him about the boy and the night." Mum pushed some money through the slot under the window and asked, "Could it be that a little boy is running around in the car wash?" Walt seemed to be immersed in thought as he took a long drag from his cigar. "Oh," he said with a heavy voice, and blew a cloud of smoke against the glass. "Must have been my niece." The smoke escaped through the holes in the window and curled up into the air. A girl? Storm frowned. He was pretty sure he saw a boy. "Oh well, that's all right," Mum said. "Goodbye." She pressed the button to close the window, but Storm stopped her just in time. "And a horse!" he yelled. "There's a horse in there with a knight on it." Walt was about to take another drag of his cigar, but stopped abruptly. "So," he said thoughtfully, "a horse." Storm felt his cheeks turn red. "Yes, and a knight sat on top of it, with a sword." Walt nodded. "Right, a horse with a knight and a sword." He began to roar with laughter, giving him large wrinkles in his face and a pricked-up moustache that seemed to go all the way into his nose. But Storm saw his eyes were not joining in the laughter. They were looking at him quizzically. "Excuse me," Mum said, smiling. "My son must have made a mistake." Walt took his eyes away from Storm. "Oh, that's all right, Mum. A little imagination's all part of it." And he continued to smoke a cigar. Storm wanted to shout that he hadn't made it up, that he had actually seen it, but the car window was already closed and they were driving off. When he looked back, he could no longer see Walt. All he saw was the smoke that whirled up from the ticket window.